Welcome to another episode of Marcel Hyde Mindset. And you might notice that the scene is a bit different because we're changing the scene, we're changing environments. And if you notice, I said the word change twice. Okay, and life is all about change. Whether you're changing jobs, whether you're changing careers, whether you're changing gyms, whatever, life is always changing, or you're changing as a human being, as an individual. And it's so important that you change. The person that you are today is not going to be the same person that you're going to be in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. Either you've changed for the better or you've changed for the worse. Either you've gotten better, so you've changed, or you've gotten worse because you didn't change and you decided to stay the same. Or you changed, but for the worse. You started making poor decisions. You started getting away from yourself. You started just giving up. So, obviously things are going to change. And in this conversation, it's so important to change because you get uncomfortable when you change. So right now, I've been shooting for about 4 or 5 months at this one gym, and as you could tell, the background is different. And of course, it's uncomfortable. I'm not used to just being by the water. I'm not used to being in a different position. So it's uncomfortable for me to shoot a video, So this is my first one. I've obviously shot water scenes before behind the water, but I've been so used to every Thursday, every Friday, hop on that bike and just shoot a video after my workout, immediately after. And I think I found comfort in that. I found the comfort in that routine. So I realized I never want to be dependent on one particular routine, one particular job, one particular thing, because what happens when, let's say, I no longer can go to that gym, or for me, I've switched to an entirely different gym. So what happens now when I'm so dependent on doing things a certain way and now I change something? What's that going to do for me? Am I going to be able to adapt to the new situation, or am I going to be in my own head thinking, oh, this is never going to work because I'm in a new space, this is never going to work because I'm in a new environment? But you have to look at it from this perspective. The perspective that change is so good for you. Being uncomfortable. Right now, being uncomfortable and not used to the norm is going to help me grow. Okay, and eventually, when I come back to this location and I shoot another video, it's going to be even better. Maybe this video right here, I'm looking at it right now and maybe the sun is in the way. Maybe, I'm shaking the camera. Maybe I don't have the right angle. But eventually, I'm going to get that right angle. Eventually, the camera's going to be right. Eventually, I'm going to have the setup that I want. So, change is such a good thing. And I think we get so comfortable in our daily routines. We get so comfortable, just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And we have to ask ourselves this question: is doing the same thing over and over again getting me to that position or that level I want to get to in life? And sometimes we just stay comfortable because it's so easy to stay in that position. It's so easy to not switch, so we're just like, you know what, I'm just going to stay comfortable in this situation because it's harder to get out of this and do something different because it's something I'm not used to. But change is so good. You're always changing. Like I said in the video, as a human being, whether that be, you've had a bunch of life lessons. Everybody gets life lessons. I don't care who you are. As long as you're breathing, you get life lessons. And when you get these life lessons, you have a choice. Your choice is to decide, is to either make a change. Your choice is to, continue carrying on the way that you are. Let's say, you learn something from life. You go through an experience. Let's say it's a 1-year experience, and let's use like a relationship, for example. Let's say you're in a relationship for 1 year. You've gone through that relationship for 1 year, and then you've broken up with this individual. And then you learn from that situation that you learn so much and you've changed so much. If you're really looking at the situation, you learn and you change and you grow. And that's the positive thing. That's a positive you can take out of a failed relationship, is like, you've learned, maybe your triggers. If you've learned, if you act this way, people will respond like this. You've learned to set boundaries, whatever it is. So you've changed as an individual. So I don't want to neglect change. And I want you to move towards change. Always be okay with change. Because a lot of times people have a hard time with change. A lot of people struggle with change for whatever reason, and I get that. I can't say for whatever reason. I know the reason why people struggle with change, because it feels uncomfortable. It feels awkward. It doesn't feel the way in which you're used to, so I'm experiencing that myself right now. Like I said, I changed locations, I changed gyms, so the same way I was shooting videos, I'm not able to shoot it the same way. But I also realized in time, I'll get used to the new way, the new norm, right? It just takes some time to get used to. So if you're someone in this life right now that's going through some type of change, whatever change it may be, maybe you just changed jobs, like I said, maybe you just changed gym locations, maybe you changed, you're in a new relationship with somebody else. Whatever the change is, embrace it and know eventually that you get used to it. You get used to that change, because it takes time. Because the change that you made before, you got used to it. So why would you not get used to the new change, right? And it's a good thing. Change is always good. Change your environment. Change the places you're going. Do something new. It gets something sparking on the inside of you. You get more creative. You can be more creative. You can just learn more, experience more. So that's my thing. Embrace change. Don't be afraid of change. Change is such a great thing. I've changed so many times in my life. I'm still me, Marcel Hyde, but I've changed so many times for the better. And this person at 35 that I am is not going to be the same person I'm going to be at 40, because I'm going to change even more, because there's going to be more life experiences that I go through between now and 40. So that's why I didn't give up on this channel. That's why I haven't been like, forget it, it's a waste of time, because I know I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm changing daily, I'm reading books, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm doing my best to get mentors around me. I'm speaking to people that are twice my age, if not older than me, because they've lived more and there's some value that they can bring to me. Not to take anything away from the younger people who can also help me, but I'm reaching out and seeking older people who have gone through experiences in life that can coach me, guide me, mentor me. So I really want this channel to be for people maybe older, but I believe my target audience is people my age, if not younger, because I can speak on experiences that I've been through in my life. And there's things that you can take from my experiences that you can apply to your life. And that's why I created this channel, is to help you, become the best version of yourself, help you evolve as a human being, to make you realize that you are valuable, you have something to offer to this world. You just have to discover what that is. You have to do a lot of inner work. Find God. Keep good company around you. Stay positive always, because you're going to have so many times when life's going to throw you a bunch of curveballs. You're going to have so many times in life where things aren't going to go your way. You're going to have so many times when you just don't understand certain situations. But believe me, stay positive through it all. You will get through every situation that you go through. The situations that are thrown at you, I believe that it's God. For some people, you believe it's the Buddha. Some people believe it's the Allah. Some people follow the Judaism, religion. So it's all different for everybody. But at the end of the day, everything you go through, you're supposed to go through. And that experience, you got to take the positive from it. Because if you take the negative, for some people, they get destroyed. If you look at it from a positive perspective, this person was homeless, but I went through that homelessness because that gave me drive to never go back there again. So you got to find ways to find positive in every situation, all right? So if you're going through a change in your life, embrace that change. And believe me, that change that you're going through will become the new normal for you. Okay? Change is such a great thing because it allows you to grow as a human being. All right, don't forget that. Subscribe to the channel. Grab that ebook. Comment below, guys. I want to know, what type of topics would you like me to discuss in the self-help, personal development, mindset space. All right, mindset is everything. Marcel Hyde Mindset.